What if I told you there was an ancient relic, an artifact of immense power, something that enabled those who held it to talk directly to God Himself? It gave clear instructions, guidance, direction, and answers to questions about what good or bad things lay ahead. But over time, it was forgotten, buried in history until its secrets were almost totally lost. In today's episode, we're going to dive deep into one of the most intriguing artifacts ever mentioned in the Bible, but rarely discussed in sermons or church. Let's look at the Urim and Thummim, the lost stones of decision. Did these mystical stones really allow communication with the divine? What can they teach us about faith and seeking wisdom? And what might be the surprising connection between these ancient relics and modern ideas about energy, crystals, and even artificial intelligence? The lost artifact first. Let's dive into the origins of these mysterious stones. Where do they come from and how did they work? The Urim and Thummim are first described in Exodus 28, verse 30. At that point, Moses has just finished creating the ephod and breastplate for Aaron, the first high priest. The passage reads, "And you shall place the Urim and Thummim in the breastpiece of judgment, that they may be over Aaron's heart when he goes in before the Lord. Thus Aaron will have them upon his heart when he goes in before the Lord, and they will be for him as a reminder of the covenant." According to the text, Aaron and his priestly successors would use these stones to inquire of the Lord, seeking his guidance and understanding. The name itself, Urim and Thummim, translates to lights and perfections, or clarity and completeness. Some scholars believe this suggests the stones may have glowed or shone in some way when consulted, perhaps like glowing oracular stones used in other ancient cultures for divination and prophecy. But exactly how they worked is where things get tricky. Some descriptions suggest the Urim and Thummim gave straightforward yes or no answers. Other accounts state they would shine or glow in response to inquiries, possibly lighting up letters or symbols on the priest's breastplate. This adds an interesting layer to the narrative, making the process sound more like a divine form of binary code. But what exactly did this mean? How did the priests interpret these signs? And what does it reveal about the nature of these mysterious stones? The Urim and Thummim were used throughout the Old Testament, but details about their function are sparse and often contradictory. In Numbers, chapter 27, verse 21, the stones are referred to as a means of discerning what is right and holy, but don't go into further detail about their workings. In Deuteronomy, chapter 33, verse 8, they're called a reminder of the covenant. This suggests they were not just tools for gaining knowledge, but also served as tangible reminders of the relationship between God and His people. However, the exact method by which they accomplished these tasks remains unclear, leaving room for various interpretations. Did Aaron and his descendants actually hold miniature oracles in their hands? Were they gazing into mystical gemstones that emanated divine light? Or were they reading cryptic symbols illuminated on a priest's breastplate? These questions have puzzled theologians, archaeologists, and historians for centuries. Ancient technology now, brace yourself for a fascinating twist. What if the Urim and Thummim were not merely magical stones, but an advanced form of ancient technology? This may sound outlandish, but hear me out. There are intriguing parallels between the descriptions of these stones and our modern understanding of crystals, gemstones, and frequency energy. Some scholars speculate that the Urim and Thummim may have acted as a sort of primitive battery or power source, harnessing natural energy from the earth. Gemstones are known to conduct and store electrical energy, and it's possible that the stones used for oracular purposes possessed unique conductive properties. If so, it's plausible they could have been used as focal points to amplify energy, potentially allowing users to perceive subtle shifts in electromagnetic fields. Think about it. The high priest, clad in special garments, stands before the altar in a sacred space. The conductive stones embedded in his breastplate begin to glow, illuminate letters, or display other enigmatic signs. Is it a miracle, magic, or something more scientific? What if these stones, crafted from special minerals, acted as receivers or transmitters, tapping into unseen energy currents? Did they channel divine thoughts or messages encoded in electromagnetic frequencies? This idea aligns with some biblical passages that describe the stones as lights or sources of illumination. It also echoes ancient traditions associating gemstones with healing, energy manipulation, and spiritual enlightenment. Could it be that the Urim and Thummim were not simply mystical objects, but an early form of energy technology? Were they a kind of holy AI, a way to receive binary answers from God through calibrated instruments? This radical idea challenges conventional views and invites us to consider the intersection of spirituality, science, and the unknown. Why they vanished. The Urim and Thummim are mentioned for the last time in the books of Ezra and Nehemiah, specifically in the account of the Jewish exile in Babylon during the 5th century BCE. As the people of Judah returned to Jerusalem and begin rebuilding their lives and their temple, the stones are not mentioned. By the time of the Second Temple, they seem to vanish from the historical record, leaving us with more questions than answers. Did they get lost during the destruction of the First Temple? Were they deliberately hidden away? Or did their use simply fall out of practice after the exile? The silence surrounding their disappearance only adds to the enigma. Did the knowledge of their existence become a secret passed down through generations? Or did they fade into obscurity, their purpose and whereabouts forgotten? The absence of the Urim and Thummim in later texts creates an intriguing gap in the narrative, inviting speculation and debate. Their hidden meaning. So what was the true purpose of the Urim and Thummim? What can they teach us about faith, seeking wisdom, and the boundaries of human knowledge? On one hand, the stones could be seen as tangible reminders of the covenant between God and his people. They symbolize the unique relationship Israel had with the divine, setting them apart and giving them access to special guidance. On the other hand, the Urim and Thummim also represented the limits of human perception and understanding. Despite their best efforts, the priests could only grasp so much through these oracular stones. There were things beyond their ken, hidden from human sight and comprehension. Maybe the true purpose of the Urim and Thummim lay not in the literal answers or messages they conveyed, but in the very act of seeking divine wisdom and acknowledging its superiority to human knowledge. Perhaps their use reminds us that our understanding is limited and that there are realms of existence beyond our full comprehension. The oracular stones serve as a symbol of the divine-human relationship, illustrating both the heights we can attain through faith and the depths of mystery that lie beyond our grasp. What do you think? Were the Urim and Thummim truly divine relics, mystical stones that gave direct access to God's will? Or were they an advanced form of ancient technology, a kind of holy AI that harnessed electromagnetic frequencies to deliver coded messages? What do you think happened to them? Why do you think they disappeared from the historical record? And what can we learn from their enduring legacy and the tantalizing questions they leave unanswered? Share your thoughts in the comments below and join the conversation. Thank you for joining me on this journey through biblical mysteries. Each week on Fact Sphere 86, we unlock untold stories from Scripture, bringing you closer to the heart of faith. Subscribe now and never miss an episode. Dive deeper into the mysteries of the past and discover the hidden meanings that shaped our world. What will you uncover next Sunday? Join us and find out. Until then, may your pursuit of wisdom lead you to new insights and understanding. Keep seeking, keep exploring, and keep coming back for more enlightening journeys into the realm of biblical mysteries. This is Fact Sphere 86. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe. More biblical mysteries await next Sunday.